الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين. My name is Abdul Hakim Al-Wa'ar. I'm the advisor to the President on Global Advocacy of the Islamic Development Bank. And I have the pleasure and honor today to assist on this great ceremony and event, inshallah. Your Excellency, Omar Ayub Khan, Minister of Energy, Power Division, Your Excellency, Dr. Bandar Hajjar, the President of the Islamic Development Bank Group, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the online groundbreaking ceremony of launching the 113 kilometers section of the CASA 1000 mega project. Before we start, we shall inshallah have a 1 minute of Quran recitation. Shirak.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wadduha wal-layli idha saja. Ma wadda'aka rabbuka wa ma qala. وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى وَلَسَوْفَ يُعْطِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَى أَلَمْ يَجِدْكَ يَتِيمًا فَآوَى وَوَجَدَكَ ضَالًّا فَهَدَى وَوَجَدَكَ عَائِلًا فَأَغْنَى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث.
صدق الله العظيم. I just need to highlight one point that we have also a live streaming on YouTube for other invitees from different parts of the world. Today, we have gathered here for the inauguration of the construction of the 113 kilometers transmission line from Pakistan-Afghanistan border to Nowshera TW02 under the CASA 1000 Regional Power Transmission Project, which is being financed by the ISDB. The CASA 1000 project will facilitate construction of over 1,200 kilometers transmission lines and 2 converter stations to transmit as much as 4,500 gigawatts hour excess summer hydropower energy generated in Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan to Pakistan via Afghanistan. The transmission components are being jointly financed by the ISDB and several other multilateral development banks and donor institutions. This mega project is a key regional economic integration and development initiative. We now have a short video to introduce the CASA 1000 Regional Power Transmission and Trade Project.
Electricity. We started using it more than a century ago. Since then, it has changed everything about how we live. Surprisingly, a lack of electricity remains one of the greatest challenges facing developing countries, like Afghanistan and Pakistan, making them vulnerable to weather, disease, poverty, and stunting economic growth. Fortunately, a power source is not far away. In Kyrgyz Republic and Tajikistan, electricity is scarce in the winter, but in the summer, mountain ice melts and water rushes into rivers. This means abundant hydropower, and that means electricity. More electricity in the summer than these two countries can use. That's where CASA 1000 comes in. CASA 1000 transports the excess electricity from Central Asia to South Asia, so clean hydropower isn't wasted, and Central Asia gets an economic boost from the trade, while Afghanistan and Pakistan will have the electricity they need to deliver services, grow their economies, create jobs, and simply turn the lights on.
That was a very brief video on the rationale of the CASA 1000. I think it explains it all. Now I would like to give the floor to Mr. Ali Raza Hobota, Secretary of Power Division, Ministry of Energy, to deliver his opening remarks. Mr. Ali.
Thank you. Excellency Dr. Bandar M.H. Hajar, Excellency Mr. Umar Ayub Khan, representatives of the World Bank, USAID, CASA Secretariat, and representatives of the CASA member countries. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. We are gathered here to celebrate the inauguration ceremony of construction of transmission line from Pakistan-Afghanistan border to Nowshera under the Central Asia, South Asia Power Transmission Project, CASA 1000. First of all, on behalf of Ministry of Energy, Government of Pakistan, I would like to welcome our distinguished guest, His Excellency Dr. Bandar M.H. Hajar, and His Excellency Mr. Umar Ayub Khan, Federal Minister for Energy, Pakistan, and other respectable country representatives, dignitaries, and stakeholders. I would like to congratulate members of joint working groups of the 4 countries and all those associated with this project, especially CASA Secretariat, for their commendable job in making this project a reality. I would also like to put on record my appreciation of the teams of Islamic Development Bank, World Bank, USAID, and other members of the financial community for lending unflinching support and financial assistance for this very important initiative. Further, I would like to reiterate the commitment and keen interest of Government of Pakistan in this project. The governments of Pakistan, Afghanistan, Tajikistan, and Kyrgyz Republic together have decided to develop a cross-border transmission interconnection amongst these 4 countries to facilitate transfer of surplus hydropower in the Kyrgyz Republic and Tajikistan in summer to Pakistan and Afghanistan. CASA 1000 project would not only provide for the much needed energy requirements of Afghanistan and Pakistan, but it would also strengthen the bond between the people of the member countries. I personally believe that this project will bring our 4 nations together, resulting in a new era of trade and economic prosperity, with a strong bond of friendship and solidarity, besides a strong historical and formal diplomatic linkage with each other. Ladies and gentlemen, for Pakistan, CASA 1000 project has great economic significance. Availability of affordable energy to meet the growing demand is a priority area of the present government. With this objective, we are exploring all avenues to harness indigenous potential and also take advantage of Pakistan's location through regional connectivity. We would be trying to maximize the utilization of the project through open 2-way access. We are confident that both electricity import and export projects from brotherly Central Asian and other neighboring countries will play a pivotal role in mitigating the current energy shortages and help achieve the desired level of economic growth. On behalf of Government of Pakistan, I can assure full cooperation to make CASA 1000 project a success. Inshallah, the combined efforts of our 4 nations will bear fruit, and the day is not far when we will be reaping the benefits of this project. Thank you very much.
Thanks to Mr. Ali Raza. Next, we have Mr. Amir Rahman, who is the Chief Engineer of the CASA 1000 project within the National Transmission Dispatch Company. Mr. Rahman will provide an overview of the project. Mr. Rahman, you have the floor.
Thank you, Dr. Abdul Hakim Elwire, for introducing me. Excellency, Federal Minister for Energy, Power Division, Government of Pakistan. Excellency, President of Islamic Development Bank, and distinguished guests, Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon. It's a great pleasure for all of us to be here for the groundbreaking ceremony of construction of CASA 1000 transmission line from Torkham Pak Afghan border to Nowshera, Pakistan. I will take you through the brief overview of the CASA 1000 power transmission project and HVDC transmission line in Pakistan. The CASA 1000 regional project will transmit 44,500 gigawatt hours excess surface hydropower electricity during summer season from Kyrgyz Republic and Tajikistan to Pakistan via Afghanistan to meet its growing electricity needs. This slide shows complete transmission line network of CASA 1000 power transmission project in 4 participating countries from Dhaka, Kyrgyz Republic to Tajikistan, Afghanistan, and ends at Nowshera, Pakistan. The red dotted line section from Dhaka, Kyrgyz Republic to Suk, Tajikistan represents the proposed 500 kV AC link, whereas the red solid line section from Suk to Regar is the existing 500 kV AC link. From Regar to Sangtoda is again the proposed 500 kV AC link represented by red dotted line. The white circle at Sangtoda represents converter station at Tajikistan from where the blue dotted line originates, that is passing through Afghanistan and ends at Nowshera, Pakistan. This blue dotted line represents the 500 kV HVDC line. The second white circle on the map shows converter station at Nowshera, Pakistan. Next, please. This slide shows scope of the TW2 contract, which consisted of construction of approximately 113 kilometer 500 kV HVDC line from Pak-Afghan border to Nowshera and approximately 22 kilometer electrode line at Nowshera. The National Transmission Dispatch Company of Power Division, NTDC, Government of Pakistan is the executing agency for the CASA 1000 project. The project preparation and implementation is guided by 4 country minister level intergovernmental council with secretariat in Almaty. Mr. Cheesy Atlee, one of the leading technical consulting and engineering company, is the engineer providing technical guidance and backstopping to NTDC. The project is implemented by Netracon Technologies, a well-known formation in the field of power transmission. The transmission line contract TW2 was made effective on 6 November 2020, and it will be completed in 2 years by 5th of November 2022, inshallah. The total transmission line contract cost is $48.76 million, including Islamic Development Bank financing of $35 million, while the remaining is the counterpart funding by NTDC. Next, please. This graph shows 113 kilometer 500 kV HVDC line from Torkham Pak-Afghan border to converter station at Nowshera. It passes through various areas of Khyber and Peshawar districts. In the end, I would like to thank Islamic Development Bank for provision of financing support and assure you that CASA and TDC is fully committed to undertake the supervision and timely completion of the project, inshallah. MDNTDC will share intended results, that is, outcomes and impacts of CASA 1000 projects. Wassalam and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Amir Rahman, for this brief on the project. This project will benefit local communities, improve livelihoods, and contribute to various UN Sustainable Development Goals, such as SDG 7, Clean and Accessible Energy, SDG 8, Economic Growth, SDG 9, Infrastructure, SDG 13, Climate Action, and SDG 17, Partnerships for Development. Our next speaker is Dr. Khawaja Rifat Hassan. Dr. Hassan is the Managing Director of the National Transmission Dispatch Company. Dr. Hassan will give a brief overview of the envisioned developmental impact of the project. Dr. Hassan, you have the floor.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi. Subhanallah al-azim. It is a matter of immense pleasure for me being part of CASA 1000 power project. I am thankful to Excellency Umar Ayub Khan, Federal Minister for Energy, Excellency Mr. Bandar M.H. Hajar, President, Islamic Development Bank, Mr. Ali Raza Bhutta, Secretary, Energy Power Division, for honoring this occasion with their precious time. Unfortunately, we are inaugurating this ceremony virtually due to COVID-19, which otherwise was a great opportunity to join and share the moments. The main essence of CASA 1000 project is to develop regional electricity market via integration of South Asian and Central Asian electricity transmission system, and to accommodate all the people in this area. CASA 1000 project will support economic integration among Kazakh Republic, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, and Pakistan by creation of an integrated regional electricity market. Kazakh Republic and Tajikistan will generate revenue by this project by delivering around 4,500 gigawatt hour of energy. I would also take opportunity to mention that immediately after my assumption of charge as MD NTDC, I focused on this project so that the construction activities could be started at fast pace. It is also worth mentioning here that NTDC has also provided foolproof security to the contractor working in the field by deploying Frontier Corps. In the end, I will say thank you very much, all of you, and special thanks to President Islamic Development Bank, His Excellency Mr. Bandar M.H. Hajar, for sponsoring this project. I am hopeful that this cooperation will continue in future as well as with the same excellence and zeal. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Hassan, for this brief on the impact of the great project on the local communities. You rightly mentioned that it is a bit disappointing that we couldn't have this inauguration ceremony physically on the site. However, I would like to comfort you and all distinguished guests today that technology allows us to do inauguration on the site and connect to the site. As the next stage of our inauguration ceremony, we will now connect to the site where the contractor of the National Transmission Dispatch Company teams are waiting for us for the groundbreaking ceremony.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Project Director CASA 1000 NTDC. Today we have formally inaugurated the construction activities for the HVDC transmission line from Torkham border to Nushaira converter station. For the security of project, NTDC has arranged FC to provide security at the project site.
Just to introduce CASA. CASA is a project of 4 countries, power coming from Central Asia to South Asia. This project presently in Pakistan is from Torkham border to Nushaira, and we have already started the work. The total length of the line is 113 kilometers. The security arrangements have wonderfully been made by NTDC, and the support by the army is wonderful. So we expect that the project will be completed in time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. This is a great flavor of what's going on the site. Now I have the honor and pleasure to give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Omar Ayub Khan, Federal Minister for Energy, Pakistan, to deliver his keynote speech. Your Excellency, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, sir. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Excellency Dr. Bandar Hajar, Chairman Islamic Development Bank Group, Secretary Power Division, Government of Pakistan, Mr. Ali Raza Bhutta, Secretary Economic Affairs Division, representatives of the World Bank, USAID, CASA Secretariat representatives of CASA member countries, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good afternoon from Islamabad. It gives me great honor to be a part of the online inauguration ceremony for the construction of the 113 kilometers transmission line from the Pak-Afghan border to Nowshera, which is categorized as TW2 under the CASA 1000 regional project. First of all, I would like to congratulate the Islamic Bank Development Bank, Ministry of Energy, and NTDC, National Transmission and Dispatch Company, for organizing this event. And I also want to congratulate all the team members who've led to this event today in materializing a historic event between 4 countries, in particular, Mr. Inamullah Khan, representative of the Islamic Bank here in Pakistan, as well as all other members from NTDC, CASA, Government of Pakistan, and all other 4 countries. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan is successfully overcoming the energy crisis, and this is going to give impetus to the competitiveness of our industry to provide affordable and dependable energy during the time that our consumers require it, as well as for the region. The installed capacity of Pakistan has reached almost 36,000 megawatts in 2020, and we are expecting this energy to grow. And our emphasis is to foster clean and green energy. And by 2030, our emphasis will be that 60% of the energy mix of Pakistan comes from clean and green energy. Ladies and gentlemen, as we undertake the historic CASA 1000 project, I'll just briefly outline 3 main aspects. CASA 1000 project, it links Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, and Pakistan, and the transmission components are financed by ISPD, the World Bank, EBRD, AIB, USAID, and DFID, and at a cost of $1.17 billion approximately. And the project preparation is guided by a 4-country minister-level intergovernmental council and a secretariat, which was put up in 2011. Secondly, the project, it won't just stop at providing energy, and it will also invest in education, healthcare, socio-economic development, and all other aspects which aim to develop the quality of life for the people who live within the ambit of this CASA 1000 project. The construction of the 113 kilometers transmission line in Pakistan territory, which includes a 66 kV, 22 kilometers long electrode line from Nowshera to Charsada for the import of 1,300 megawatts electricity from Tajikistan to Pakistan is being undertaken by NTDC as the executing agency. It is being implemented by Netricon Technology, which is a well-known formation in the field of power transmission in the region, and it has ample experience and has completed quite a few projects in Malaysia, Philippines, Ethiopia, etc. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish that we could have met in person for this auspicious occasion, but unfortunately the COVID-19 pandemic has brought about exceptional health and economic challenges for all the world, including Pakistan and the member countries. But we are grateful to His Excellency for allocating $70 million for Pakistan for the COVID-19 mitigation measures. I'm sure that in addition to this, the CASA 1000 project will support, in addition to the provision of providing affordable and clean energy, it will also support the economic integration amongst our 4 participating industry. And we are also looking at creating a competitive energy market within Pakistan, and expect that our competitive and liberalized market will be able to tap into the markets of our 4 regional countries, as well as ensuring that the reverse flow of energy also benefits the member countries during the time or the instances where they require energy from Pakistan. I'm sure, ladies and gentlemen, that the CASA 1000 project will contribute to the SDG's goal of clean energy, SDG 8, which is economic growth, SDG 9, which is infrastructure, SDG 13, climate action, and SDG 17, partnership. Last of all, I would also urge my colleagues to interact with all member countries to ensure that the reverse flow of energy is made possible at competitive and good prices for all countries, so that the mutual cooperation is cemented between our 4 countries and creates a regional, diversified, economic integrated market in the field of energy. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and once again, congratulations to all the team members.
Your Excellency Omar Ayub, the Minister of Federal Minister for Energy of Pakistan. Thank you very much for these inspiring words. Usually the practice is that the key driver and the guest of honor for such ceremonies would come in first with opening remarks. This time His Excellency Dr. Bandar Hajjar opted to speak as the last in order to conclude and listen before his concluding remarks to all the inputs and the views of the concerned colleagues. With this, we come to the last speaker of today's session, and that's His Excellency Dr. Bandar Hajjar, the President of the Islamic Development Bank Group. Dr. Bandar Hajjar, you have the floor.
شكرا. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. His Excellency Omar Ayub Khan, the Federal Minister for Energy Power Division, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure to be part of today's event. I thank the government of Pakistan for organizing this virtual foundation stone laying ceremony of the ISTP funded transmission line that extend from Pakistan-Afghanistan border to Nowshera under the Central Asia, South Asia Electricity Transmission Trade Project, CASA 1000. The project we are inaugurating today aims to support the economic integration among 4 ISTP member countries: Kyrgyz Republic, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. By establishing regional electricity connections and creating an integrated regional electricity market, after extensive preparations, development, and coordination efforts, supported by the Islamic Development Bank and other development partners, including World Bank, EIP, EBRD, DFID, and USAID, this major organization infrastructure project, or this major regional infrastructure project is finally kicking off towards achieving more significant economic benefits. The importance of regional cooperation and integration into international development is well recognized. Economic cooperation and regional integration develop shared interest and benefit that make the region's countries closer to each other, ensuring long-term peace and security, stability, and prosperity. This flagship project, entirely in line with the ISTP 10-year strategy of connectivity for growth and the 5-year program, economic cooperation and regional integration. The project will bring about regional economic integration and create an electricity market within this region. It reflects ISTP commitment to help and support its member countries, including Pakistan, to progress toward inclusive development and more economically sustainable future. It will help meet Pakistan's increasing energy demand, especially for alleviating power shortage during the peak summer season. It will also enable a supply of as much as 4,500 gigawatt hours of sustainable and clean electricity. By enabling regional electricity trade and paving the way for other businesses and transit infrastructure investment in the region. The project will help alleviate poverty in the largest countries while enhancing energy security and regional prosperity. Excellency, distinguished guest, on behalf of the Islamic Development Bank, I express my appreciation for the dedication and generous support of the Ministry of Economic Affairs, the Ministry of Energy, and the National Transmission Dispatch Company. Pakistan is the second largest beneficiary of the ISTP group financing, with a total portfolio of approved operations amounting to $13.24 billion. The ISTP group financial support for Pakistan is diverse, covering a broad sector of the economy. Energy infrastructure projects account for 66.5% of the ISTP financing for Pakistan, followed by industry and mining, 14.3%, agriculture, 8.2%, transportation, 3.6%, health, 4.7%, finance, 1.8%, and education, 0.8%. Excellencies, distinguished guests, as part of my 5-year program, the bank plays a catalyst for development and facilitator for investment to make the market work for development. The bank aims to promote and strengthen its member countries' competitiveness in sectors with comparative advantage. The bank is leveraging all these resources through creating new and innovative approaches and modality to maximize participation and partnership. In this regard, I am delighted to see the strong commitment from the ISTP member countries involved in this project to regional cooperation by facilitating the export of surplus renewable energy from Tajikistan and Kyrgyz Republic to Pakistan through Afghanistan. Excellencies, distinguished guests, the COVID-19 pandemic has caused unprecedented health and economic challenges for the entire world. The ISTP has responded swiftly to this global health crisis by allocating $2.3 billion package under a three-track program to support its member countries over the short, medium, and long term. The COVID-19 pandemic has changed the way we live our lives and plan for the future, and it has served as a catalyst of our time, forcing governments and the entire population to rethink the so-called normal. How fast countries reach a new normal is likely to vary depending on the crisis experienced by each country and how effectively governments can respond, given each country's unique needs and circumstances. There is no one-size-fits-all solutions to the COVID-19 pandemic. The ISTP looks forward to working with the governments Pakistan under the Restore and Restart Track, including the potential financing procurement of the COVID-19 vaccine in close partnership with other development partners. The ISTP group remains committed more than ever to supporting Pakistan towards becoming a more vibrant and prosperous economy in the region. The ISTP group will continue supporting the government's effort to support sustainable and inclusive economic growth, develop human capabilities, build institutional capacity, improve competitiveness and business environment, and promote public-private partnership and knowledge exchange. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thanks to His Excellency Dr. Bandar Hajjar, the President of the Islamic Development Bank Group, for his concluding remarks. We all pray, may Allah make this gathering to mark the beginning of a new era of prosperity and improvement of life and livelihoods for all affected communities. We thank their excellencies and thank all the guests, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming to the end of this session and we are concluded it right on time. So we thank you to all excellencies for today's gathering and wish you all the best, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.